Everybody. I am Mrs. Jenkins. I am the assistant principal over the Flex program, and I am just going to record this information session for future, if somebody has questions, that way we can just refer to it. So welcome. This is for the spring 2023. So we'll get right into it. A lot of you should have received information saying you were pre-qualified. So what does that mean? Well, basically it means that we went on and just checked everybody to see if they have the requirements for the program, which include being a current student, being passing all of your previous courses last semester with an 85 or higher, and completing any STAR EOC classes and passing those, not classes, tests, and passing those to date. So if you're a ninth grader, that means passing your STAR test last year. So if you met all of those, you would have gotten this invitation. And this is just a little overview of what the program is. So what is it? Basically, it's a program that allows families to have more flexibility by changing their morning sessions, CCs, to optional instead of recorded. A lot of parents have the question of, well, what does that mean? I don't have to go to them? Does that mean they're not there? One, you do not have to go to them. However, they are still on the schedule. It's optional, so that if you want to watch the recording or your student just wants to attend, they can do that. That's 100% okay. It just means that it's not required. So if you have medical issues or you're out of town a lot, this would be perfect for you if you need more flexibility. So why Flex? It allows for you and the learning coach to have flexibility. Students can master the concepts in the courses without attending their live CCs. Students will be added as optional, not required. So that means they can attend, but obviously it's not going to hurt them. And it's essential that essentially it gives you control of your own schedule. So if you are a student that excels without having to go to those CCs, then this is absolutely the place for you. All right, so what does this look like at a glance? Basically, you still have your daily work, so you'll still have the assignments in the courses. You'll still have to do those by the due dates. You'll still have to submit that. You're still going to have to log into the computer 5 days a week, and you have to maintain an 85 or higher in your classes. I do check this bi-weekly, so I'll be checking it every 2 weeks. We'll go over that process in a few minutes, but just so that you're aware, that is something that we are going to start to do. You are still responsible for monitoring your own email and communications between administration, teachers, anything that you have email concerns. You still are responsible for responding to those. We prefer you do it in a timely manner. Make sure you're checking your email daily because you can get important information that way. Required classes, so any students that are in special education, if you're in a self-enclosed classroom, if you are in a resource classroom, this is probably not the program for you because you do have required time that has to be met by the state for those. If you have response to intervention or progress monitoring classes, those are still going to be required as well. So basically, this only applies to core and elective classes between 8 a.m. and noon. Well, 1. So this is only going to apply to your morning classes. Your afternoon classes or the SCP or career classes, those are usually from 1 to 4, and those will continue to be required. Obviously, you can watch recordings just like you can for the morning, and then you'll be fine. Just be aware that those will not change. Those have state required minutes as well. That's going to be classes like anatomy and physiology. It's going to be animation. It's going to be computer programming. Any of those classes that are going towards a certification program are still going to be required. Okay. So what are the requirements and the expectations? Well, let's take a look at that so that you know exactly what's expected of you. Testing does not change. You're still required to go to testing both in person and in your course. We do expect you to also maintain academic integrity. If you get written up for something like plagiarism, that can get you removed from the program. All right, so be careful what you're doing, how you're doing it. Students are still expected to meet growth expectations on STAR, interims, and TFARs. If you're in an EOC class, you know what those are. If you don't worry about them. All right, coursework. So your student work still remains the same, passing rate in all classes. You have to have that 85 or higher. All assignments still have to be submitted on time. You need to respond to your teacher within 24 hours. And you are still required to meet those TFAR weekly assignments. So if you're in an EOC class, you still have to do those. Those are not eligible, those are not optional. Learning coaches, you are also responsible for keeping an eye on your student, making sure that they're logging in 5 days a week. You still have mandatory attendance requirements. You can get those minutes by working in your course, watching recordings if you want to, going to Progress Learning, doing TFARs, doing assignments, any of that classwork and things that you do in the course is still going to be there. So that should get you your attendance. If you have questions about that, please just let me know. I'll be happy to take a look at it for you. All right, remember, academic integrity is a requirement. If we catch you plagiarizing something, you get wrote up for that. That is automatic removal from the program. We expect the highest level of integrity. This is an optional program, and we want to make sure that you guys are doing the best possible work. All right, just keep that in mind. Class Connects. So remember, special ed, TEAL, self-enclosed students. This is not going to work for you because you do have to be in those classes still. This only applies to electives and core from 8 to 1. The 1 to 4 classes are still going to be shown as required. All right. So what happens if I don't meet those weekly requirements? This is a little different than the previous one. We have adjusted it a little bit. There were a lot of steps in there that were kind of muddy. So just be aware that I did tweak this just a little bit so that you guys would be able to see the steps a little more clearly. So what I do is I pull the grades every 2 weeks. I pull them on Tuesday morning. That's Monday's grades. They are a day behind, so I pull them on Tuesday so that we get the most updated grades. And I will look at anybody that is failing courses, okay? If you are failing 1 or more classes, I will send you an initial warning email saying that you are in danger of being placed on probation. Okay, you will then be given 2 more weeks to fix it. And if you do, then you'll get nothing will happen and you'll be good to go and you can just continue on. If, however, you are still failing classes, when I recheck in 2 weeks, you will get a probation letter stating that you are on probation with the program and at danger of being removed. Okay, you will then be again given 2 more weeks. So at this point, you're being given a month to make these corrections. Okay, if you correct the issue and when I check it again, you're good, you'll get a probation removal email letting you know you're good to go and you just keep your grades up and everything's fine. If at this point you have had 4 weeks to make those corrections and that has not been done, you will receive a letter that you are being dismissed from the program. Now, once you're dismissed, does that mean you can never be in the program again? No, that's not what that means. It means you cannot be in the program for the rest of this school year. However, if you're eligible in the fall, and you can reapply at that point. You will still, however, be held to these same requirements. Okay, so just be aware that these same requirements will be in place. All right, so if you have questions, obviously you can let me know. All students at this point have been added to a support room, so it appears in there just like your classes. I'm going to embed this video in there so that if anybody has questions, it's on there. I will also put any announcements on there, letting you guys know once we're done checking grades for this semester, as well as when we're going to start looking at stuff for the fall. If you have questions, you can contact me. My contact information will be at the end, or you can contact your grade level AP. Those are listed on the support classroom, so you should be able to email easily. So is this program right for you? Well, if you enjoy doing the things we've discussed, then absolutely. If you don't have a lot of struggles, if you can do a lot on your own, you're self-motivated, you're able to prioritize your schoolwork, and you have pretty good support with your learning coach if you need it, then absolutely this is the right place for you. However, if you need a lot of prodding to get you to complete stuff, probably not a good place. We have already closed the enrollment for this semester, so nobody new will be coming into the program. But if you have questions, I'm the assistant principal over the 11th grade and the Flex program. So you can contact me anytime at my email or my phone number. If you decide this program is not for you, it's not working, you are welcome to withdraw at any point. Just send me an email, tell me you want to withdraw, and I can take care of that for you. Hopefully we don't have that happen. We want all of you to be successful, and we want you to continue in the program through the rest of your school. So it will begin on January 17th. That's when you will start seeing those optional things in your course. If you have questions or you're not seeing that, please let me know at any time. All right, guys, have a great day. Bye.